All right. Previously on the Court of Crimson, what did you guys do? Nothing.
We
Got it. Whole lot of nothing.
I mean, I don't ever have to do anything. I jumped off a boat. I was on a boat, and
it was going fast. And
we showed up to Dalton's Keep. Had like a big parade. Anur tried to make small talk, failed miserably. Third Curious made some really good puns about it. We then proceeded to. I didn't trust anybody, and so I was always skeptical. Yes, true. And then we decided to sneak around after Rob found out there was a strong undead creature in the keep, or on the premises. And we decided to sneak around the area, used 2 different methods of telling people that we were outside to look at the pretty stars. Found where the creature was, and then 2 of them decided to stay and keep watch. I went back. Anur doesn't know what happened after that because no one had told him yet. And currently we left off at the arena where there was going to be like competition to see who got to be the 3rd knight for the... He's not a king here, he's a lord, right?
He's a lord. Yes.
Okay, so the 3rd knight to the lord.
One king.
Yeah. The sire.
King of the bride.
And then some things,
Only
some shit
one
went down.
sits upon the Iron Throne.
Some shit went down, and pretty much this entity came up, like floating blood entity came up after I cut a man down from 40 feet away, and said that if John McBride didn't die, everybody here was going to, and then that's where we ended.
So we're gonna bring this in right where we left off. Goldmane, you were standing directly in front of McBride, if I remember correct.
Yes, and I had my sword raised like level, like horizontally level, and just pointing it straight out, like, you know.
So you
the national stance of fucking bring it.
Bring it on!
I'd like to impress how fucking quiet it has gotten in this packed little Coliseum.
Oh, NJ, you were right. I do have the shield raised with the sword pointed up.
Yeah, that's
like
what I thought you were going to be doing.
Yeah, like Roman style.
But it is freakishly quiet in this small arena. Everybody is currently staring at it. A couple of people are looking out into the arena, kind of like looking back at the body of Claudio, the son of the Lord, who was just beaten mercilessly by his supposed friend, Nicodemus. And, well, the sword fell when Goldmane, you used your Wind Slash ability and
Windscar.
fucking cut the kid in half, basically. Everyone is really quiet for a good 15 seconds. Because it feels like a standoff almost. Everyone's waiting for somebody to either say something or do something. Goldmane's the only person who's really done anything. Like, the second that ended, Goldmane just got into fucking battle stance. And everybody else is just looking around like,
okay, so I want to make sure something is clear. When the kid pretty much got his brains beat in, right? When that was happening and he wouldn't stop, the 2 knights or the Lord ran into the arena, right?
Yes, they did.
So they're no longer by me and John.
No. You're in a small box.
Yeah.
You're actually closest to the action, so you're closest to the arena, not super high up.
Okay. But who else is by me and John in this box? The Lord?
Just the Lord. The Lord's wife has also, like, she also ran into the arena when the shit was going down.
Okay.
And, like, as everybody's just standing there kind of staring at each other, no one's saying anything, no one's doing anything.
Anure's going to reactively pretty much bark out, like, he's just going to be there and he's going to look over to the Lord and just say, get in front, because he doesn't trust him. But that's just going to be how he reacts to it.
Was that an intimidate I just heard? No? Third gear, I'm going to get to you in just a hot second.
He's just going to he's going to yell out, in front, like.
Roll me an intimidate, please.
All right. Alrighty.
Kyle smash.
Okay. I need to grab my dice for that. Face up.
Get the fuck out of here.
There's a 20. Oh yeah. He takes one look at you, and the second you raise your tone, he just immediately puts his hands up and puts his back to the arena and just holds his hands up. And he just looks at both of you. He's very wide-eyed and he's in shock. And the only other sound you're currently hearing is the soft sobbing of Lord Fiorno's wife as Anura, you just quickly glance an eye just to,
Yeah. She's down.
check.
She's down by the body.
Yeah, she's down by the body. She's holding the body.
Anura's just kind of like, he's not going to turn his head. He's just going to, John, what are we doing?
We're getting out of here for now.
How? Am I cutting people down, or are you flying away?
I mean, we're going to try and get out of here peacefully. If people are going to try and stop us, we'll play it by ear.
At cutting people down, roll me another intimidate. Please. This is now to intimidate the crowd. Okay! I will roll for the crowd, but I'm not expecting a whole lot.
Beat that crowd.
We walk out completely
unopposed.
Well, no, I'd actually like to describe it, I think, a little bit better. Well, Anura, would you like to give me the gist or even roleplay how you stare the ever-loving shit out of, like, a good...
Yes, I actually have something for this.
400 people.
Planned this out. So I've been waiting. In battle stance, I'm just gonna yell out, you have two options: die fighting or enjoy your last day.
Everyone slowly sits down and thinks about the life they've had up to this point. And you look out into the arena and you see the other two knights, Solara and Dunlin, dwarfiest of dwarves, watching you, and like they have their weapons drawn, but they don't look like they're being hostile. Their weapons are just out because, they jumped in the arena and pulled their weapons out. And I'm assuming at that point you two slowly shimmy out.
Yeah.
Although knowing John would be like, "That's my boy," and just turns around and walks right out of the arena.
High five. Rowdy.
So, that happened. We're going to cut to Thurkir and Balric.
Whoa.
Whoa.
The best two members of the party.
This guy gets it.
Yeah.
So, if I remember correctly, Thurkir, you were making your way to the grounds.
Yes. Well, we
And-
both were, because he came
Yeah.
back for me.
Oh, that's right.
He didn't see any of what happened in
Both
the
of
cave,
you,
but he got there, like, just when we left.
right.
He pulled me out.
Both of you are on your way to the ground, so we're actually going to take things back probably about 8 minutes in time. You hear the cheering of the crowd. You know, there's probably about, we'll say, 300 people in the stands, you know, who had been invited to watch this event. Not to mention probably a couple hundred, you know, like commoners in the cheap seats, so to speak, the cheap pens. You know, probably about 500 people at this event. And you guys are hearing the cheering and the celebration and the music and all the stuff. And that's when everything stops. It gets really quiet as you're approaching. And that's when you hear the voice in your head. And you both recognize that voice because you talked to him about 8 hours ago. And he says, either the king is dead by sundown, or everyone on Dalton's Keep will die. Make your choice. You just hear it in your head. It, you know, it, like, you hear the thoughts in your head. You hear the voice, like, just directly, very loudly in your mind. And then it goes away, and then you still just hear nothing but silence until you hear the sounds of Anur shouting very loudly. And then it falls to silence.
Fuck. That can't be good.
No, it cannot.
We need to get to the king.
Yeah, Balric is immediately going to start moving his big ass as fast as he can.
So you guys
If
start.
we weren't already sprinting, we are now.
Yeah. I think before you guys were just like, yeah, we're just, you know, nice little walk. Nice little walk. Had a stressful morning. Clear our heads. Realize this is about to be a long day.
Really,
Yeah.
It does not take long for you to run into Goldmane and McBride. Goldmane, how are you? Describe how you are defending the perimeter around the king.
Yes.
Yeah, that's a good way to do it too, I suppose.
Just look at, I mean, my glance could kill at this point, so
Well, you do have that big ass helmet on, so it's, you know, it's a lot of just body language, but
yeah, I mean, for the most part, when we're moving, it's pretty much when we're moving towards a group, like towards the group of people, I'm in front. And as we get there, I shift to the side and shift behind him, so he walks out and I walk out behind him.
mm-hmm.
So I'm like a rotating door around him.
Gotcha. Yeah, you guys walk out the arena, walk through this, you know, walk
Like the
past
red shell in Mario
concessions.
Kart that circles.
Yeah.
I'd like
no
to think
one,
of as Montanay from Siege.
as you guys get out of the arena and you're in just kind of the, I guess you could call it the small little market area they have set out, you know, buy your programs, get a beer, have some popcorn. Everyone is looking at you, John, but they're not giving you that, it's the king look that you're very used to at this point. It's definitely looking at you like, but then they look at Goldmane, back to you, back to Goldmane, and then decide it's probably not worth it.
I'd rather die to whatever that blood thing was than to this big motherfucker.
And you guys just start heading down the path at what I presume is a very excitable, you know, walk, powerful walk, if you will. The king doesn't run. King does not jog. King doesn't do cardio.
Correct.
It's unkingly. And you guys run into Third Tier and Rick who are just going full tilt.
I wish I knew where I put my notes on turning into a dragon from the fucking dagger.
Don't you just get wings?
No, wings is a sorcerer thing.
Yeah, okay.
Jake's flavor for my dagger, once I became all powerful and attuned with it, was that I could turn essentially into a dragonborn.
Oh, that's right, because you get the strength buff.
Yeah.
I remember that. I
And
think you used it. I think you used it once when we were fighting the actual dragon.
Yeah, you went Super Saiyan one time.
Yeah.
I have a thing that says 10 turns 2 times a day, so I can do it for 10 turns 2 times a day. All right. I found like mini notes on it.
Yep, for 1 minute. Yeah, basically 1 minute a day, twice a day.
Okay, so we show up. What the fuck happened at the stadium?
What do you say?
Long story. Let's just move.
I'm
As
definitely down with that.
Anura is continuing to shuffle with the shield and sword.
All right, first thing, we need 2 things. One is to get a map, and the second is to make like a tree and get the fuck out of here.
Proud of you. Proud of you.
Make like a leaf and get the fuck out.
Okay.
Anura's gonna turn to John. John, are we going to the boat?
Is there anything more defensible around here? Actually, wait, I got this.
Takes a quick scan.
I know where we need to go, but we need a map to get there. I have more information, but obviously we don't have time to talk about that now. So let's get a map.
Don't I have
and
like
head
a
out.
fucking computer in my fortress that I can like transmit things? Wasn't that a thing that happened in a different fortress? Because I've got the box of fortress that you gave me.
That was a different fortress.
Okay.
But you do have the instant fortress.
I know I do.
But do you have a
You've
map?
never actually been in there, I don't think.
but
That's
do
the
you
important
have a
thing.
map?
I'm the man. I'm the man.
Get out of here.
No map. I got nothing.
Figure it out, boys. Figure it out.
Where do we
my
have to
map
go?
puzzle. Solve my map puzzle.
We need to go to the Crystal Grove.
Grove. Outside. Okay.
Can I make a history check to see if I know what that is?
Go for it. Make me a history.
We need to. Okay, so if we.
It's somewhere on the island.
Somewhere
In
on the island.
the Ironwood Forest. But I don't know where that is, seeing as how, we just got here.
All right, Rick, your history check tells you the following. The Ironwood Forest, so let me do just a brief amount of exposition. The reason Dalton's Keep, despite its relative location from the main continent of Aelin, is so well populated and makes so much money is they have one thing nowhere else in the world has: ironwood trees. Which, if I need to explain what an ironwood tree is, please don't make. It's a tree that's ridiculously durable.
Please don't make me.
Seems logical.
Ridiculously tall, ridiculously durable. Any shield made out of it is as tough as a steel shield. Anything made out of it, it just has ridiculous, long-lasting properties. Boats made out of it are ridiculous and hardy. They still float very well, but despite their added density.
That's why these guys are making us a dope-ass fleet.
Well, we're going to.
We're making us a dope-ass fleet.
Yeah.
Yeah, 12 hours ago, everything was so happy, wasn't it?
Man.
The Crystal Grove, however, Rick, that is an interesting legend from around these parts. You will say, how did you hear about it? Tell me how you heard about it.
He probably would have heard about it very recently, since I assume this would have been a trip like a few days or a few weeks in the making before they would actually go down. So I assume it probably would have become like the talk of the capital or something like that, and he could have picked it up from people there, or maybe even on the way.
It is a it's more of a mysterious location is kind of the vibe you've gotten from what you've heard about it. And it's supposed to be in the heart of the densest forest, of the tallest trees. In the very center is a grove of trees made purely of crystal. And there's been several, you heard a couple of stories about things that could be there, because no one's ever actually found it from what you heard. But there's supposed to be a fountain of youth there, or there's supposed to be a ancient treant that will grant you 3 wishes. There's supposed to be Brett Favre riding a unicorn. No one really knows what there, but whatever it is, it's fucking incredible, right?
Yeah.
I don't want to go there anymore.
Just so you know, full disclosure, I did have Brett Favre riding a unicorn in one of my other games, just as a joke.
Anora's going to speak up and suggest that you can probably find a full map of the island in one of the military buildings.
Do you want to go to a military building when everybody's trying to kill our king?
Nobody's trying to kill our king. I made sure of that.
Flexes.
I'm gonna kind of look at Thurkir and be like, hey, come on, you've seen this guy. Just
Balric will.
We know
a little bit.
the barracks.
He'll say, I have a way to make sure none of the townspeople can come within 8 miles of us.
We know where the barracks is. We can go raid it. We can go find a map there.
let's say absolutely
I'm down.
nobody is gonna come near the brute because the brute eats fucking children for breakfast.
And recalling my stroll when I checked out the military camp in the middle of the night, I know where the building is.
All right, lead the way.
Does anyone else have any other ideas? I mean,
I kind of gave you my idea, so.
I mean, this is kind of what you're on payroll for, so John's gonna trust you in these scenarios.
And Nora quietly thinks to himself real fast, that's logical, right? Map in military building? That should be a thing.
Yeah. And then you also remember, when's the last time I got paid? But that's a question for later. Right now, to the military building. So, you guys take off at a light jog, except for McBride. King does not run.
He could just levitate. It's fine.
He goes where, King goes where he pleases, at a leisurely pace.
Fuck, I could run there and just sneak in with nobody even seeing me. Be gone before they know.
I could just banish them all to non-existent. Whatever.
That works.
That's a thing.
That sounds a little easier.
I mean, not really non-existence, but...
You guys sort out a plan for what you do when you arrive to the building. You're like, assuming you're moving at a good clip, you're about a 6-minute walk from it.
Thurkir should probably try and enter from the side, undetected, while I go to the front door.
Okay. When we get there, I'll canvas for a point of entry.
Perception.
Because if I go through the front door...
Actually,
I'll
since
make
you're sneaking around, roll me a stealth check, please.
Yeah, if I go through the front door, he should have
Jesus,
an
that
easier
was bad.
time getting in.
That should still work, though. I don't know if I can even fit stealth
I
rolls.
was gonna do something for you before you rolled that.
You're in a hurry, Thurkir, and normally you actually make a pretty minor mistake, all things considered. You just there's just one twig, you just snap one twig. But there is an elf posted up on the top of the military keep. He's got his bow, and he just hears a little that you make, and you just see his head turn and look down, and you realize very quickly he spotted you.
How tall is it? Is there a shadow up there?
The building is about 45 feet tall.
Jason's
Multi-tier
killing.
barracks.
I would say,
Is he
before-
in like a hut, or is he just like chilling on top of the roof?
He's on a walkway. There is no shadow. Like, you could presume there is maybe shadow next to his feet, but you can't actually see the shadow.
Okay.
but as
But
this
there
is going,
is a walkway below him, and there is a shadow under the walkway.
as
like,
this is going down,
The
and Nora's
next
going to
floor
ask,
is kind of making a shadow around the corner.
All right. I'm gonna find a shadow that I can poof to that shadow.
Okay. So you poof up onto the building. At this point, though, the elf is going, like, because he saw you, he clearly saw you, and then he saw you do your little height thing, and you just kind
Okay.
of poof.
wait a second
Alright.
now.
I'm
As
gonna
this is
get up
going
to
down, no,
and-
you wait. Just wait.
All right. Fine.
As this is going to go down, as he goes off to sneak, Anura is going to ask John, "Are we killing anyone? Or are they living?"
It wouldn't be very kingly to allow us to kill people simply for being held hostage. We let them live.
Right.
Do I hear this?
That's what I was trying to say. People kept talking.
No,
over.
it's too late. But he dipped off. He's like, I got this, guys.
You gone.
Well, I was trying to say it while you kept talking, so he technically wouldn't have. But that, yes, it's fine. He didn't hear it then.
Okay. That's fine anyways, because I can... All right. So I poof up there.
Yep.
There
is another guard on this level. Roll me another stealth check, because it was only the guard on the top floor who saw you. No idea. You get there, you cling to the wall, but then you hear from up top. There's someone out there.
I'm gonna climb up.
Do I hear this?
I'm loaded. I load up the
Roll me a
hydro fist
perception.
with
Because we're
a...
approaching.
Yeah, you guys are approaching, but I'm assuming you guys were whining around to the front, and he's like, I'm gonna sneak through the foliage.
I put my poison.
Yeah, you heard it.
I put my poison asleep in the hydro fist and hit him with it.
Okay.
I'm trying
Roll
to
me
put
an
him to
attack
sleep.
roll at advantage. So you're stealthing with a sneak attack.
Can I make it non-lethal?
Yeah, you can make it non-lethal. You can make it so you just do the.
Because I just
Oh.
wanted to put him to sleep. Yeah.
Yeah, I know. So just roll to hit. Okay, that is a hit. He now has to roll a DC 15 Constitution save, which he fails. And so you just walk up on him, and he, you just do the quick grab him by the mouth, and fucking just stick him in the side really quick, and he, you just kind of drop him quietly. This is not your first or even your second rodeo, cowboy.
Alright.
As we approach the building, and Anura hearing that, is that the one who went down, the guy on top?
No, that is like the
Okay.
guy in the second tier.
Okay.
The guy on top is, I saw somebody out in the woods. Can we get a squad out there, please?
And by hearing that, Anura is going to bark out for him to stand down.
Man at the top of the keep is going to rotate to your side of the keep. Third key, roll me another stealth check because you're currently, shh.
And Anura's going to say, stand down or I'll cut you down.
Jesus, these are so bad.
It's okay, though. This man is currently a bit worried about the fucking near 7 foot tall man screaming at him to stand down.
I'll cut you down. I didn't do it.
Yeah. He looks down and he goes, the roll clears. Yeah, it's actually a good thing you did that. Your rolls were kind of shit there for a mite.
For a while.
Anyways. He looks down and he sees who you are. He's roll to see how smart he is, and he very quickly realizes it's the Bloody King and it's the fucking Goldman. What do you mean? Stand down, sir. We believe there's an intruder on the property. I don't know if you heard that strange message that was just broadcast, but you should be getting the king somewhere safe, sir, preferably in the castle. It's much more defensible.
You ignore that. I need a map. Do you have one?
He looks like really, fucked up by that whole thing. Yes, we do have a map of the city and of a couple of the nearby provinces, small cities and whatnot.
Map of the island.
Yes, we have one of those, charted to an extent.
I'll take it. Or I'll come in and get it. You choose.
Well, if you came inside, it would be much easier for us to pass it off to you.
Anur goes inside, but looks at John and Balric to kind of just chill for a sec.
Mark just gives him a thumbs up.
I'm like, Anur, just please don't kill him.
Thurkir, what are you doing now as you've just...
I assume I heard all of that.
Yes, as you're just sitting there crouching like...
So, guys.
Alright. I want to poof back down and then walk into the door with them like nothing happened. And then...
Sitting outside, but... Paul casts enough of a shadow for you to poof to.
So poof out and walk from behind him.
Yeah, you hear that sound that you've heard like a few times, McBride, just that little... And Thurkir is just standing behind you, arms crossed, acting like he didn't do anything, kind of like quickly wiping the blood off his hydra. You saw nothing. You saw nothing.
You know nothing, John McBride.
Exactly. Goldman, you march inside and you see a small contingent of soldiers all standing around looking very confused. And the elf has come down from his little roost and you see him walk into the room. Just one moment, Lord Goldman. And you hear him, kind of digging through papers or whatever. And then he walks out with the map tidily rolled up in a scroll, and then he grabs a nice little leather map tube, cartographer's tube, and just, shook, hands it off to you.
Goldmane, for a slight moment, will take down the tone in his voice from the cooperation, and he will, as he is handing it off, he will say, "This is much appreciated. Word of advice," and he kind of speaks to the people and all the soldiers in the room. Go to your loved ones and enjoy it. And for the love of God, don't make me have to fight you later.
McBride, Rick, and Thurkir, roll me perception, please.
God.
I'm too busy concerned about him killing somebody.
Yeah.
I'm just like, Thurkir is doing his thing.
That's good for all of you except for McBride, who's just sitting there. Oh, I just can't wait to be king. And Thurkir, Rick, you guys notice 4 or 5. McBride, you notice it too, but you're sitting there just for a moment going, oh, shit. And several carrier birds, ravens, owls, every bird that, that you could presumably train to carry a message, hawks. 4 or 5 of them arrive at the same time at this military outpost, at this barracks here. And Goldmane, as you're finishing up your little spiel with them inside, a human soldier comes running down the stairs, fairly young looking. He goes, Commander, and the elf turns around. Swarovski, what you got? It's pretty bad, sir. And you see him pass off like 4 or 5 bundled up messages. And you see him just quickly opening them and reading them. Oh, no. Oh. Men, gather the horses. Start putting out the calls. We got to get everybody on. Everybody on. Lord Goldmane. I'm sorry, I didn't realize I was about to be an important of a character, so I didn't have a name. Lieutenant Noji. Sorry, I didn't realize 5 minutes ago that I was actually going to be an important person. I have a voice now, too, in case you noticed.
What is it?
We just received message that riots have started in the city. Apparently, everybody heard that little message. We've got reports from Dalton's Keep, Gaspar, and early messages from Knife's Point that indicate near everybody has heard that message. Your ship is currently under attack.
Oh, hell nah.
Lieutenant, as I pause, I would really appreciate if I did not have to fight you and your men today.
I wasn't particularly planning on it. Although, if I'm looking for a quick death, I guess I know where to look.
Hopefully.
Lieutenant, I think we have a lead. If you and your men can just try and
You're not in
give us
there.
some time.
You're not in there.
What? Where am I?
You're all
I'm
outside.
with you guys.
You're with me.
No,
No.
Goldmane.
Oh. I was trying to walk in with them. Well, never mind.
No, you're just outside, chilling.
Did I go inside?
Might be.
No,
No,
that's
you're all.
good.
Yeah, I
Goldmane's
didn't want
the
to
only
get.
one who marched in.
I didn't want to get. I wanted to make sure we didn't get jumped if there was going to be a jumping. So.
You best be letting me know my ship's under attack, because people gonna
I
be
will.
getting their ships killed.
Goldmane replies, "Thanks for the news. Hopefully, we can have this settled by sundown. If you would do me one favor, please send some men to that ship. Otherwise, the king might kill some people." And I just walk out for that.
Yeah, he
Might.
nods.
Thank you.
He nods, shows you the proper respect, and you just hear him start barking orders, and we got to start getting people together, yada yada yada.
Yeah.
At this point, you guys start hearing a bunch of people like leaving the arena, like coming down the road. Some people are in carts, some people are in carriages, but people are kind of getting the fuck away from the arena as you guys. Where are you guys gonna head next?
Well, Goldman's going to walk outside with the map. Hand Thurkier the map. I think this is what you were looking for. It should have what we want on it. It's not completely charted, the entire island.
I'm going to
And then-
open it up and look at it.
I'm going to look to the John. John, I have some bad news. Good friend. Your ship's being attacked by a riot. And now, don't fly off the hinges. I know it's a bad thing.
You're gonna see the little eye twitch.
I know you want to kill some people. I of all people understand that feeling. Now I'm a king, good friend.
I'm gonna kind of like in my head think.
I like how this.
I'm being told not to kill somebody by
voice.
Goldmane. Where is my life going?
Now king, good friend. I know it's important, and they're sending guards to it, but we kind of have to just let it go.
More eye twitching.
I'm sure the crew can handle themselves, and I'm sure the
While
keep
he's
guards
saying
can
all that,
defend
I'm
it.
looking at the map,
But
trying
we
to
have
figure out where we need to go.
Mars
gotta
is gonna
stop
look
this.
down because he could read over the shoulder that way.
Noji, you see Noji emerge from the barracks, and you see that several of them mounting up horses and mounting up, war carts, basically. And he turns to you. My king, Goldmane, and your retinue, would you like a ride?
Yeah. To kill the people killing my ship.
Have I read the map yet? Do we know whether
You're discerning the map, and the map that you're looking at is very similar to this one. So let's break out the ruler here and let me do some explaining. And roll me, I guess, what would be a good map skill? I guess survival.
survival?
A good
Train
map reading
problem.
skill would be survival.
To read a map, probably.
Oof. If only my rolls were like even decent.
This religion guy.
Even above 5. This map, you can tell, is much akin to the map on here. They only have a pretty good layout of everything to a point. Basically, everything above the pink line is mapped out, mile markered, pretty to scale.
Mm-hmm.
Everything past that, once these two large forests in the bottom of the map come into play, that's where the map gets very hard to discern and read. It seems like people don't go there.
Well,
Or
that
it
means
hasn't been charted properly.
Okay, I want to ask the lieutenant. He's still here, right?
Yes.
If he knows
Yes.
of anybody,
McBride is currently hopping in the carriage.
has anybody in his regiment been to this part of the island? And I'll point to like that area down there.
He's gonna ruminate on that as this character becomes more and more important. And he goes, "To my knowledge, sir, the military cartographer has never made it that far. Never really had a point to. We have a bountiful source of ironwood just south of Dalton's Keep. No need to go further into the island. There's still some rather nasty things that lay out there in the woods."
So you haven't
Bark
had
is
like
going-
a search party or anything on less official business go that way?
No reason,
Bard's
to my
going to
knowledge at least. I'm only a
suggest
lieutenant.
that they steer clear of a lot of the main roads, going through things like, yes, you said it was pronounced like Aspar or whatever.
Well,
So
Well, currently we're headed to the flying ship. I think.
yeah, I was gonna say we can fly there, right?
Yeah.
In theory.
In theory.
On paper.
I think the king's worried
So I
about
think
his
that's
flying
the
ghost
first-
pirate ship.
Especially if we have to find a location that we don't know where it is. That's probably our best bet to scan a lot of area quickly.
Most definitely.
Okay.
To the ship. What do the pirates sing when it's under attack? And this isn't a joke, this is a serious question.
This is a question that will be answered on the next mini-sode of The Court of Crimson.
I don't want to splice all this together.
You don't have to splice it together. We're doing episode of content now. So people don't have